All right, everybody, welcome to the Tuesday Zen webcast. Congratulations. Make sure you do have pen and paper to take amazing notes tonight. Welcome, Timothy, Marie, Cynthia, Nixon. Hello, good evening, Patricia. Welcome. Again, guys, go ahead and jump in the Rising Leaders Facebook group and go ahead and let everybody know that the webcast has started. Get in your Facebook groups for your team, your Skype windows, your team windows, and go ahead and let everybody know that the webcast has officially started. Hi, Alita and Mark from Texas. Welcome. Yvette, welcome. Teresa Davis, welcome tonight. Stan, Edward, Linda. I missed somebody. Cynthia again. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Zen webcast. Make sure that you do have pen and paper to take amazing notes tonight. Go ahead and check in with your enroller. If you have not already, check into your Facebook groups, your Skype windows. Let your enrollers know that you are on the webcast successfully. Welcome, Patricia, again, and Ken, Melanie, welcome to the webcast. Dawn, Pam from Michigan, welcome. Robert and Luann, welcome to the webcast. Again, go ahead and check in on your Facebook groups, your Skype windows. Make sure you do have pen and paper to take amazing notes. And you do want to always, after the webcast, you want to email your notes over to your enroller once you have posted your top 1 or 2 takeaways in your Facebook groups, as well as the Rising Leaders. And then obviously apply what you learned tonight to your business, apply it to your daily routine, your daily method of operation. Make sure they're implementing the tools that you learn and just really making it happen, and then always email over your notes. So welcome, Evan from Virginia. Evan, good evening. Wilfredo and Elizabeth from Scottsdale, Phoenix, Arizona. Elizabeth, sorry, welcome. Cynthia, welcome again. Rex and Lena, good evening. Welcome. Ken, make sure that you do have pen and paper to take notes tonight. Again, go ahead and check in with your enroller if you have not already. Hi, Joanne from Barnegat Shore. Welcome. I know I said that wrong. Welcome. Violet, welcome from Illinois. Again, make sure you have pen and paper right now to take notes tonight. Go ahead and get in the Rising Leaders Facebook group. Let everybody know the webcast has officially started, as well as your Skype group windows, your Facebook Messenger, and your Facebook groups for your team. All of the teams have their Facebook groups. Make sure that everybody knows the webcast has started. If you're brand new and this is your first Zen webcast, congratulations and welcome to the Zen family. Go ahead and check in with your enroller and let them know that you are on the webcast successfully. You have pen and paper to take amazing notes tonight, and always email your notes over to your enroller. So welcome, Brenda and JC Henry, Michael Sullivan, welcome Sharon and Sandra Davis from Virginia. We got a whole lot of people from Virginia. Welcome, everybody. Make sure that you do have pen and paper. Make sure that your enroller, your leaders know that you are on the webcast successfully. And again, after the webcast, email over your notes. Again, welcome everybody to the Tuesday Night Zen webcast. You do not want to miss the information tonight. Everything is moving at the speed of light. Everything is growing and changing, and make sure that you do have pen and paper so you can get those notes. You can take what you learn, you can apply it to your business and bring it to your team, and make sure that all the wheels are in motion for you. So again, welcome everybody to the Tuesday Night Zen webcast. Brenda, welcome. Tommy, welcome. AJ from Texas, welcome. Michael Sullivan, welcome as well. Make sure that you do have pen and paper. Make sure your enroller knows that you are on front and center. Remember, your enroller is always watching and looking. Who are the leaders? Who are the folks that are engaged and showing up and willing to do the work and teachable and serious? All those things that we talk about in our scripts, right? That applies to us as well. So again, make sure that you do have pen and paper. Make sure that your enroller knows that you are on. And again, when the webcast is done, go ahead and post your top 1 or 2 takeaways in the Rising Leaders Facebook group, as well as your team groups, and email over your notes to your enroller, always applying what you learned. Hi, good evening, Bernard. Welcome to the webcast. Bob, welcome again. Again, make sure that you have pen and paper to take notes. Make sure that you are front and center. And again, if this is your first Zen webcast, welcome to the Zen family. We're so glad you're here. Again, make sure that you have pen and paper to take notes tonight, and go ahead and check in with your enroller. Let them know that you got on successfully. enrollers. If you've got anybody that's new and you don't see them checked in already, go ahead and reach out to them. Call them, Facebook message them, Skype message them, text them, whatever it takes. So many platforms to communicate, everybody. There's no reason for anybody to miss the information and miss the webcast. So again, make sure that you do have pen and paper. Hi, Cheryl from Houston. Welcome. Johnny, Susan, welcome to the webcast. Robert from California, welcome to the webcast. Make sure you have pen and paper to take notes, and make sure that you are in a quiet place, no background noise. Make sure that the fam is quiet and giving you this hour for your business so that you can get the notes and the information that you need to take your business to the next level. So again, welcome everybody. Make sure you have pen and paper to take notes tonight. And we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a few minutes. Again, make sure you have pen and paper. Welcome to the Tuesday night Zen webcast. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started tonight. I'm going to introduce our host, our leader, our CEO, mentor, and guys, the man has been in the business for over 22 years. He is the MLM boss, the millionaire maker. So make sure that you do have pen and paper right now. Make sure your entire team is front and center, ready to roll. And again, welcome to the Tuesday night Zen webcast. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you my story. I don't know if you have heard my story, but I got started with our organization, with my mentor, and that includes Anthony, over 17 years ago now. It's been a long time. And at the time that I got started, I was actually a grocery cashier working at Albertsons. I had been with that company for over 20 years. I was driving an hour to and from work. I was exhausted all the time. I was on call on my days off. And my daughter was 8 years old at that time. And we decided we were not going to have more children. I knew I only had one chance to do it right and do it well the first time. So I made a decision that I was going to find a way to be a stay-home mom and be with her every day when she got home from school and fix her breakfast and lunch every day on her way to school. So I made the decision, and I really tried many things. Did Amway. I did Amway twice, actually. I really stretched and looked at a lot of things. We looked at franchises, mailboxes, etc., those types of things, coffee houses, and we decided that the investment was not, the guarantee was not, the investment was not guaranteed with the startup. So it was a big risk. And then I found a booklet in the kitchen. It wasn't even sent to me. It was sent to the previous kitchen person. So I read the booklet and I thought, wow, I can do this. I read the booklet. John Beal was in the booklet. Anthony was in the booklet. It was amazing. And we can get a copy of those in the archive somewhere. It's pretty unbelievable. But I got the booklet and I called the number and I said, wow, I want to work from home. I think I can do this. And so long story short, I got in touch with my mentor. I had a first appointment, sort of a screening process. I got started right away. And my first week, I put $500 in my pocket, and I was really excited about that. My first month, I made $1,500. By my third month, I was able to replace my income of 20 years at the grocery store. I fired my boss at the store, and I have not had a job and been employed since. So by my 14th month, I had a six-figure income. And the rest is basically history. We've been with our team and our organization now almost 15 years. I don't even know. 2002, whatever that is, do the math. And I got to be a stay-at-home mom, obviously raised my baby, made her lunch every day, put a note in her lunch every single day, was home every day when she got home from school. And it was really an amazing time as a mom and for her. And now she's all grown up. 22 years old, and she's actually here in Scottsdale with us. So we're super excited and blessed and grateful to everybody and Anthony. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you our CEO.
All right. Well, guess what, Yvonne? You get the honor. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Listen, we got the new products just came in. You want to go downstairs and get them for me? They're at the front desk. So we're going to, now these are not the actual package products. These are just from the formulator. So if you can get them real quick, I'm going to show everybody the new product. Of course, you're not going to be able to see nothing but a bunch of powder. But we are going to, for sure, we're gonna take them tonight and see how long we can stay up. You ready to do that?
I'm in.
I'm gonna do a workout actually after a little bit later tonight. Push some weights and see what happens. So I'm excited about it. So we got the what's coming right now is the fat burners here and the fiber is here. And what the fiber does is expand in your stomach, makes you feel full, stabilize your blood sugar level, and give you some other side benefits that I'll be sharing with you shortly that the formulators have said it also does. And of course, we can't make any medical claims because it's a natural product. Natural products are not drugs. It's not a cure-all. So just FYI, all the governments out there don't let natural things say what they do. So, but obviously, as you guys know, natural things can do very powerful things. All the Amazon Indians and China and all over the world, it's been known that plants and herbs and different types of natural ingredients can do things. And when I was with Smherbalife, we had a laboratory where you can take the properties of different vitamins and herbs and combine them and change the property, and it does things upon the writing milligrams and quantities that it actually does things together that, science in the past didn't know they could do. So we have a lot of things that we can do moving forward here with the product. Tonight, what I wanted to go through with all of you guys is start off with some personal development. And, the last about 3 days, I've been doing a lot of thinking about, where we are, where we're going, just the overall, kind of concept of what's going on. And, for a lot of people, 2 years ago, I made a big decision to throw my hat in the ring and to have my own company. And for some of you guys that don't really know, here we are. Some of you guys that don't really know, I'm going to tell you my brief story. There they are. See what's going on here. Sorry, I'll tell you my story in a second. I have a point to what I was saying. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, look at there they are right there. I can't show you the formulator's name, but we've got, this is the fiber, appetite control. Okay, appetite control, fiber. So we're gonna throw this down. Let me just see what's going on here. It says mix bag in 6 ounces of cold water. And of course, we didn't do the taste part right now. What we did was more of the increase energy, decrease appetite type of a thing. Oh, it smells good, actually. Wow. You guys want to try one? Yeah, why don't you guys try one?
We do a fiber one. We want to do one together.
I think you got to do one. You got to separate them out 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, it's going to counter the actual energy.
No, I mean, without the fiber, she does energy.
I think we should all do energy first. Let's get jacked up here. This is fun, huh? Get some water? Yeah, I gave you guys energy. They call it appetite control. Look at that. I can't show you the name of the formulator here because they want to be anonymous. But appetite control, isn't that cool? I mean, can you give me like a little spoon or something? Actually, just put 6 ounces. So, yeah, that's good. Let's see. Now, this is not really, we haven't discussed taste yet. We just really wanted to get into the actual overall feeling of appetite control and energy increase.
Smells good.
Yeah, it actually tastes good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm surprised because I haven't worked on taste at all. Did you get one yet?
Is this it?
Yeah, right, bud. It actually tastes good.
It smells like fruit.
I haven't even, it smells like Tang a little bit. Those of you that are outside the U.S., I know, look at this, guys. A little bag of white powder, huh? What kind of business are we getting into here? A little baggie full of white powder? If you're watching this on replay because you're sleeping and now you're up, don't worry. We're not getting into the white powder game. But it dissolves immediately. Look at that. Just dissolves immediately. There's no, oops, I just threw it out. I just dumped it. It dissolves immediately, and it tastes incredible. Tastes great. Wow.
They won't see us on Facebook Live.
No. I'm impressed already. I haven't even worked on flavor yet.
Really
It dissolves immediately. Tastes actually great.
It did dissolve immediately.
Yeah, it's like the water went clear. I've never seen this in my entire 24, 25 years.
That is weird.
Yeah, people are going to think we're drinking water and losing weight. They're going to be like, how'd you get water to help you lose weight? This is crazy. All right, come over here, guys. Tell me what you guys think real quick so everyone can kind of – don't be corny. Oh, my God, it's unbelievable. Huh? Yeah, well, the camera's right there.
It's super yummy.
Yeah, it is good.
It's kind of peachy, kind of fruity.
It's like tang, kind of.
Yeah, just a little bit.
We got our Zindio shirts on.
I just feel like we're gonna blow up here. Like
It's gonna dissolve like immediately too. There's no
Cheers.
sediment or anything, which is really cool. Like some of these stuff, you have like a big sludge at the bottom. It's like it immediately dissolves. It's really cool.
And the funny thing is, we're drinking this in red cups.
Yeah.
So it's like we're drinking already. It's like we're drinking or it's like Friday, right? Woo, Friday! Red
Really
cups.
good.
Tastes really good.
It's good.
For not working on potatoes.
I have not told them one thing about the flavor. So for them to hit the flavor day one was pretty impressive. I'm gonna make it even better. But it's hard to improve that. That's good. I'm impressed. Here's what the formulator said. He goes, AP, you know how passionate you are about people? I said, yeah. He goes, formulating nutritional products is my passion. I eat, live, and breathe it. You tell me what you want as an outcome, and I'll get the job done. I said, number one, I want people to call me in 25 minutes and say, whatever you just gave me, I want more of it. And two, I want to see results like never before. And
There's no aftertaste?
there's no aftertaste. No. I mean, and you guys have seen, we've done a lot of formulating over the last, few years, and we always had aftertaste.
We drank some nasty stuff.
Yeah, and there's no aftertaste here. So I'm impressed and I'm excited because the fiber's next and the appetite controls in 6 ounces of water. The fiber is in 8 ounces of water. So we're gonna check this out. I'm really jacked. Do you know how simple this is? Yeah. Energy. So guys, here's the great thing about the energy product. If you don't need to lose weight, you just take it for energy. Okay. Or if you want to lose weight, you do the energy, appetite control, and the fiber, and then we are going to be working on meal plans for everybody. People that need to lose weight, people that need to lose a little bit of weight, and then people that are in the gym or fitness people. We're going to have 3 different types of meal plans, man and woman. So one for man, one for woman, overweight. One for man, one for woman. That is basically just need to lose like 10, 15 pounds, and then someone that's a fitness person, we're going to have for guy, girl for all 3 categories. It's going to be real exciting. So good. I got one more energy thing for me for the morning. So that'll be my test of everything for the morning. I'm very excited. I mean, can you guys so excited to be, yeah, it's going to be awesome, guys. It's going to be really awesome. I'm impressed. And I have to tell you, being in supplements for the last 25 years of my life, I've tasted so many. I've been behind all the doors. I've talked to all the scientists. I've done everything you possibly, Nobel Prize laureates. I mean, I have really spent time in nutrition. This is the first time in my entire nutritional career that I haven't been like, oh my God, it tastes this or this happened. Or, like, I'm pretty impressed the first take. They've already nailed texture, dissolving, flavor. I mean, there's not a lot to really tweak. I'm so fat and ready. Deborah, don't be saying that about yourself. You probably look amazing right now.
Yeah, I like the bag.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Oh, you licked the bag. Okay. Yvonne opened up the bag and licked it. She said, I want to test the white powder on my tongue. Okay. And you said, what?
You can tell how it tastes. It tastes good.
She says, I want to see how it tastes. Okay. Well, that's Yvonne. If you haven't met Yvonne, at the next meeting, you'll understand. All right. Actually, I feel good already. So I hope it's not my mind playing tricks on myself. Anyways, guys, let me get back to my story, and this kind of goes for, you guys to understand what the deal is. And a lot of you are new to Zindio, and a lot of you maybe don't really understand the cause of why we're here. And back in 1991, I joined a company called Herbalife. And Herbalife, as you guys know, it does about $4.5 billion a year right now. $6 billion in retail sales, $4.5 billion in net sales. And at the end of the day, guys, I got an opportunity to lose a lot of weight. And by losing a lot of weight, I went out there and handed out a bunch of samples, right? My mentor said, I want you to get 50 samples out, and I want you to follow up on all 50 people. And I did that exactly the way that he taught me to do it. And I got 25 people on the products out of 50 samples. And I put $1,900 in my pocket within the first month. Part-time, around a full-time job, going to university full-time, interning. It felt like I was literally up 24 hours a day. And by making $1,900, I just stayed the course. Next month, $2,400. By the end of my first year, $7,000 a month. Fired my boss and never looked back. And I had the good fortune of working with industry icon legends, grandfathers of this industry. And I was just right place, right time. And what happened is one of the things that I was able to be part of is watching Mark Hughes, the founder of the company. Here we were at $90 million, $90 million a year. And if you can imagine, those of you that know how big Herbalife is now, it's $4.5 billion a year, and it has been for many years. To be at 90 million with maybe 500 people in the room to 1,000 people in the beginning for the big meetings. And Mark was talking about going to $5 billion a year, see? And we just thought this guy was like smoke and mirrors at the beginning because he thought so big. But little did we know he was right. And the guy was literally, because, you know, they're doing $6 and something billion on retail sales. And when you take out the commissions and everything, it's $4.5 billion. So they surpassed $5 billion many years ago. What I want to share with you is Mark really took us in the leadership courses at the upper level. And he really talked about a few things. One, how to weather storms. Two, how to build big, thriving organizations. Three, he talked a lot about, how to really become a leader and what it means to be a leader. And then also how to stretch yourself and get to the next level and on many different ways. And he'd bring Jim Rohn out to talk to us, and he would come out and talk to us. And, adversity, when you have struggles in life, that's when one or two things happens to you. And one, if you look at this, you guys talk, I talk about this a lot. 99% of the population serves the 1% or works for the 1%. And the 1% controls the money, and the 99% is the global economy, meaning that's the consumer base. Now, the 1% consumes too, but they figured out how to change their mindset and realize that profits are better than wages. The 99% are fear-based to think that they have to stay status quo. And what the great thing about our world that we live in is when you choose to leave that community and go into this community, you're going to go through trials and tribulations, right? You're going to go through rough spots. And Mark really talked about that he said, you're going to always go into situations that you either A, don't know because you've not been there yet, or B, you're going to have faith that somebody else has already been there. Long story short, I held on to his coattails as a very broke man. I had $150 to my name, and I had a 473 credit score. And those of you that don't know what that is, if you're outside the US, it means you can't get anything on credit. You're basically bankrupt. Even though I wasn't bankrupt, my credit was shot, and I really didn't have anything. I didn't know how to advertise. I didn't have any scripts that you could read. They were all photocopied like 10, 15 times over. So you could barely read the scripts. And I couldn't, advertise like other people because I had no money. I'd used all the money I had to get into the business, and I borrowed and stole from my family. Not stole, but you know what I'm talking about. Begged, borrowed, stole, everything I possibly could to get into the company. And so there I was. Now, the average person would make an excuse for what they can't do, right? And what I mean by that is that, oh, I don't have any money, and oh, this is too hard. And you got to understand something. I want you guys to write this down. When things are hard for you, what that basically means is your skill set is being stretched. Your skill set's being stretched, meaning you're going somewhere you've never gone before, and you don't have the capacity to get there by yourself. You must be able to hold on to somebody else's coattails to get you up. And if you hold on long enough, see, success doesn't happen in 2 seconds. Success happens from little bitty steps over a period of time consistently before you get momentum, and momentum eventually carries you through the next level. Okay? And that's the magic of anything in life. School, relationships, sports, you know, and business. And so, you know, I watched a lot of people in my day come in, good people, have what it takes. But because whoever they're around, their center of influence, number one, you guys want to write this down. The law of association is a law. It's a law of association. And what you got to do is you got to take a close look at who's around you, what they have and how they think, the conversations that happen at the dinner table, the conversations that happen over lunch with a friend, the conversations of what happens around you. Believe it or not, it's a law. It does affect you. And if you do that consistently, meaning enter into that world, whatever the world is, good or bad, it influences you at your subconscious level. Write that down. Now, when I first heard this, I said, wait a minute, you're going to get me to drink the purple Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid, right? Because I didn't understand really what law of association meant until after about 2 years of really listening to Jim Rohn. And what he really talked about was your brain is like the most powerful thing you own, and it's also the most vulnerable thing you have. Because if you don't know how to differentiate between reality and not reality, and what is beliefs that creates a false reality, then what happens is you can go down the wrong road of life. Now, the good news is you can always start and stop. You can always, you can always determine and change that there's something wrong. You can always do that in an instant, right? You don't have to dwell on the past. You don't have to use, as Jim Rohn says, the past as a stick and beat yourself up. But you have to learn how to differentiate between reality and smoke and mirrors, really. And so over the period of time, this broke guy that didn't have anything but a desire to change my life, desire to change my life, desire to change where I ate dinner at night, a desire to change a different car than what I was used to driving, a desire to change the type of money that's in my checking account, a desire to change. I wanted to change my life. So what I had to do, and I am not encouraging you guys to do this. You are your own self and you are your own responsible being. I had to change the people I was with. I had to change my center of influence. And I remember that day, it was very hard on me. I got up one day, I called my mom, I said, I love you to death. I'm moving to Houston, Texas. And she's like, what are you talking about? You just moved to Bellevue, Washington, which is where Redmond, which is where Microsoft is. And I got this beautiful place, and it was like, my business is rocking now, and it just was unbelievable. I said, Mom, I just got to go be by myself for a while. And she goes, well, why Houston? And I said, I don't know. I went down there for an Herbalife meeting, and it's the 4th largest city in the world, in the country. And there was only 100 people in the room. So I see an opportunity. I'm just going to go do it for a couple years. I'll be back every other month and see you and love on you and all that good stuff. And I went down there, and see, this is like success. See, the 1% do things that the average don't do. I don't know why I did that. I just knew I had to change my life. And I went down there. I drove all the way down there. In a moving truck, and my car's up on the truck, and I just really focused on changing my life. And every day I ran 3 to 4 miles a day, and I had Jim Rohn in my ear. I didn't know anybody, and Jim Rohn basically said, let me be your center of influence. If you don't know anybody at the type of person you're trying to basically hang out with. And I did that. And I just reprogrammed the way I was brought up. I was brought up with tons of love. Love like you have no idea. I had 2 grandmas and a mom and grandfather. I had a huge family. Everyone loved on me. But we were raised as blue-collar workers. You got to work 12 to 15 hours a day. So you put in more time than everybody else. You outwork everybody. And that's how we would move up the marketing plan in corporate America. That's how I was raised. Work harder than everybody else. Zip your lip. 2 ears is better than 2 mouths, and that's how I was raised by my grandfather, right? But it basically would keep us broke. You'd have just enough to be a little bit ahead of your bills, not much, and you had to live in disposable houses and, you know, drive disposable cars and not eat the kind of food you wanted and rack up your credit cards with debt. And it was just the universe everyone lived in where I was from. That's what we all did, right? You get done with high school, you go to college, and then you get a house and you go find a wife and you get 2 kids and you go broke and you just boom, here. That's just what everyone did. It's programmed here. Now, I'm going somewhere here with you by hanging on to the people that taught me the ropes. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, okay? I figured out that I needed to figure a way to get more presentations than anybody else around. And by the way, I feel this already.
Yeah, I feel a little bit.
Yeah. You feel it, Yvonne? Yvonne's come here a second. Yvonne is an energy junkie.
My whole face is tingly.
Yeah, I feel this. You tell everybody. I feel it.
My whole face is tingly. I mean, I don't know if I'm
Don't scare people. I don't want people thinking it's a tingle product.
It's good. It's
kind of
probably
tingly?
the reason. It's good.
I feel this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel cool.
Yeah. Whoa, come on now. You're going to scare my people. I actually feel really good. I was like talking to you guys going, whoa.
Right, like you sit up straight.
Like you sit up a little straighter. Like, wow. And I'm not messing with you guys. I really do feel this. This is
like C4 when
yeah, it's kind of like yeah, you feel it?
Yeah,
Nice.
alert.
Yeah, I feel good. It's going to get better in the next 10 minutes.
Standing up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But at any rate, guys, that law of association changed me. You want some now? I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Wait till you get the sample of this stuff. But it changed me. And having faith changed me. I had faith in where I was going. I had faith with the people around me. And I said something to myself that by the time I'm 26, I'm going to be a millionaire. Everyone laughed at me. Everyone said it's never going to happen. Everyone said, yeah, right, you know, why don't you, come back to reality, ha, ha, ha. And I just said, no, if other people have done it and we live in a free nation, and then if you got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and hundreds of millions of people around the world consuming products and using services, we just got to get in the food chain somehow, right? And what's so great about this industry is if you just shift your spending to your own business and you teach other people to do the same thing, you have what's called leveraged income, which means if people are consuming and using the product, you get paid every single time that happens. And you're diverting the money from the big corporations to the people. It's the most incredible thing ever. But what you got to do is you got to learn how to do presentations. You got to learn how to build your infrastructure. And so what Mark Hughes taught us was how to do that. He talked about how to build your width and then how to build your depth. And guys, I got to tell you, I'm going to be straight up with all of you. I've seen a lot of good people in my day. These guys here, you hear me talk about it all the time. And what it is just because you can prospect doesn't mean you can sell anything. You can prospect to the cows come. I remember sitting in my mentor's bullpen in his office, 15 of us, all good people, just had a little 2 millimeter shift that they needed to make, and they would have gotten rich. But they sat alongside me for 5 years and didn't get past $2,000 a month. I knew what the switch was. You try to help somebody, they know everything, and they want the help, but they're not willing to listen. I listened and followed my mentor as though I was glued to him. And I kept making the little adjustments, because I kept listening and listening and listening, little adjustments. And guys, guess what? By the time I was 26 years old, I was a millionaire. And that was mind-blowing for me. I can remember the first $10,000 check I got. I can remember the first $20,000 check I got. I can remember looking in my checking account, like so many times, you look at it, like, is that really 7 digits? Like, wow. Because the struggle was so incredible that the victory felt that much better. The struggle was incredible. Because see, all of you want the money in your account, but you're going to have to learn how to take the journey and the baby steps in order to get it. One, your law of association's got to get corrected. If you have anything around you, I don't know. You're going to have to be the judge of that. It's hard to make that judgment call because at the end of the day, you don't want to believe it. No one does. You just don't want to. And that's number one. I've seen so many good people come through, and I'm like, man, they don't even realize what they're going home to. They're going home to a mess. And that's not going to affect me. It does, guys. Sometimes that's why maybe you got to get down to a Starbucks by yourself with a headset on and make phone calls or whatever you got to do to clear your space so that you can totally focus on where you're going. Because I had to do those things. And you got to be willing to do things that other people are not willing to do. And what I started to figure out was this: before I quit my job, I'm going to bounce back while I had a job and interned and went to university full time. In the morning, I got up a little bit earlier. And between 5 o'clock in the morning and 7 a.m., I confirmed all my appointments for the day. Confirmed them all. Now, did I get a hold of everybody? No. Now, I was on the west coast of the USA, and the east coast was 3 hours ahead. So 5 a.m. on the west was 8 a.m. on the east. 7 a.m. was like what, 10 a.m. So that window of time for me, I used to stabilize my business for the day. At lunch breaks, my lunch was different all throughout the weeks because I was juggling so many things. I didn't go sit with people at university. I didn't go to when I was at my job and sit in the break room. I removed myself and went to my car and made more phone calls. See the difference? And then what I would do is I'd go home at night and work until I couldn't work anymore. Now you're saying to yourself, I don't want to work that hard. I didn't want to be broke anymore. And I did not want to bring any children into this world talking about what I cannot do for you. I did not want to bring children in the world saying I can't put you in the best schools. I can't put the best food in your mouth. I can't take responsibility at the level I want to take responsibility for you. So I held off of that and focused on building my empire. Now, if you already got kids, don't worry about that. Or grandkids, and you still have me where you want to go, don't worry about it. Remember, don't take the past and beat yourself up. Okay? But what you got to understand here is when you want something bad enough, you will figure it out. I wanted it that bad. And so what did I have to figure out? Whether you're doing car flyers, signs, Facebook ads, talking to people on the street, whatever this is, at the end of the friggin' day, guys, you must have invitations that lead to a presentation, that lead to a sign up, customer or affiliate. You must get this under control. Because if you don't do that, and you just kind of go like this, and I'll talk to one guy or gal here, and you're going to have a hobby and that's fine. If you're here for a hobby, because really the products are why we're all here, right? That's really why we're here, products. But if you're here as a business builder and you have not established your invitation, presentation, and sign up down, you're going to be doing this. You know what happens when you row a boat with one oar? You go in circles. You go in circles. You row the boat, you're just going to go in circles. And then all of a sudden you go, whoa, you row one or two and the oar falls off. Now you've gone straight for a minute. Maybe you got one or two signups. Now you're rowing in circles again. See? So once my mentor really got me clear on, I don't care what method of advertising you use. When you lay your head down at night, you better make sure you got the right invitations that you have to have for where you're going. And you need to make sure that you have the right presentations for where you're going. Let me explain what that means. In order to fire my boss, I needed personally 10 presentations a week. 10. Which is 40 a month, right? 40 presentations a month for me would give me 10 signups. 25% of the people I put through the corporate presentation, whether it's a one-on-one, whether it's a sales funnel, whatever the deal is. 75% said no, 25% said yes. End of conversation. So if you know this, then you have to figure out yourself, what are you going to do to get that happening for you? And then what happened was, then I was able to tweak at the end of the presentation based on what you saw. Boom, how, are you going to start at, gold, platinum, and back then it was something different, gold, platinum, or black diamond. I started at black diamond. Where are you starting at, and how do you want to pay? Okay? And I got better and better and better and better at that. That's the first thing. That's your prospecting steps. And you got to make sure every day I logged it down. If I was supposed to do 3 invitations and I only ended up with 1, tomorrow I've got to do what? 5 presentations. Because I got to do 3 and I got to make up 2. I got to do 5. And this is the big difference that people that do this industry or don't do this industry, that don't really take this seriously. Because if you want to be a business builder, you've got to lay a foundation, folks. I say this over and over and over and over and over again. You know, when I left Smurbilife and retired from the company, and I went for a brief little, time at Vima, it was like such a different world. Everyone's trying to find some team to drag over and sign up. I mean, do we want the teams to come over? Sure, we would like teams to come over. But here's what I found out about dragging teams over from other companies. They're not loyal. They're not going to stick. They know everything. They're looking for the deal of the century. They're looking for the hot, shiny lure. The minute something doesn't happen right, boom, they're off to the next deal. See, what you want, and Mark Hughes really engraved this in me, you want people who started at the bottom and work themselves up. Because then when they are the company. They are the company. They're not deal of the month people. And it was an eye-opener for me. You see, I started at the bottom of Smurbilife. I started out with eating generic food and couldn't afford to put tires on my car. But that struggle, I didn't focus on being a victim or negative. I focused on getting out of that. That drove me, that pain drove me to do invitations and learn them over and over and over and over. It was a lot of trial and tribulation and failure and disappointment. See? And that disappointment gets you upset at night to either go, I quit, or I'm going to get this. And sometimes you got tears rolling out of your face because you're working so hard. There's a lot of you that aren't working hard enough. They're not even you're not even trying. But when you get this down, you get in rhythm. Okay? When you get in rhythm and you get momentum. I can remember when I started doing, get this guys, 100 presentations a month. Me personally. And I started to give my top 5 guys 10 of my presentations. Like, here, you get 10, you get 10, you get 10, you get 10. And we started really crass. I said, look, the only way I'm going to give you 10 is if you do 40, I'll give you 10 more. You have 50, I have 50. Let's roll. And that's what I did. We did it over and over and over again. And guys, if I can tell you anything, you want to write this down, okay? Liars, you guys know what it says? Liars can figure, but the figures don't lie. Write that down. Liars can figure, but the figures don't lie. Meaning, don't believe all the hype and this and that. And at the end of the day, if you're in Zendio, Hindio, Smurbilife, Vima, wherever you are, at the end of the day, there you are. Now, I can tell you right now, there's no other compensation plan that pays that we have. But at the end of the day, there you are. You still got to do presentations, invitations, presentations, and signups. You can't escape it unless you're one of these deal of the month people, which God bless you, right? We need you too. But we're talking about people that can make it happen. We're not talking about people that coulda, shoulda, woulda. We're not talking about people that are trying to make excuses. We're talking about people that want to change their life. And you hear that used so much in this industry, like, oh, I'm going to change my life. Or people make all these declarations of where they're going. You're not going to go anywhere, okay? Reading personal development is going to stretch your belief system. Yes, it will not get you more invitations, presentations, and signups. Absolutely, positively won't happen for you. What it will do for you is keep you in the game to understand the struggle, but it will not help you win the battle on the back end. It won't help you because you still got to go through the struggle, and you still got to read personal development so you understand how to increase your capacity for the struggle. You understand what I'm saying to you? So folks, whether you're working full-time jobs, part-time jobs, or whatever you're doing, you got to get down invitation presentation, and you got to get down, you know what I'm saying? You got to get down the sign up. That's number one. Number two, I got really good at driving people to the first rank advancement. Write that down. Where I was from, it was called World Team. I became the best person. I mastered how to drive people to the first rank advancement. And what that does, write it down, it creates belief, and it creates excitement, and it puts money in the people's pocket. And lastly, it keeps them in for another 90 days. So if you're good at prospecting, but you can't drive volume, then it's just going to be like you're going to work your freaking brains out until you freaking, quit. I went through all those steps. I went through the frustration of not being able to prospect, mastered it. So it didn't happen for me overnight. Then I went through being a massive producer, and I didn't rank advance people. And I remember one day I looked at my printout and I was like, 3,000 people and 98% of them are friggin' zeros. What the frick? Remember that? I was like, I worked my tail off. 3,000 people and I got zeros in the whole thing. My mentor said, look, man, I've sat down with you time and time again. And, when they start talking to you, you start plugging your ears because you're like, I know what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, my mentor said, look, if you knew what you were doing, you would be rank advancing people, right? I was like, yeah. He says, so you have one or two options, AP. Get strong or get gone. So there's the door if you want to quit. And if you want to learn a skill and that will increase your capacity for business, sit down. He says, I'm going to tell you this one more time. And when he taught me to launch people properly and how to drive volume, it changed my life. And what I was so focused on before, I couldn't produce. Once I learned how to produce, I just freaking produced my brains out. But then I forgot that sometimes too much is too much. So there's that fine balance. And then once I mastered that driving people to the first, launching people to the first rank advancement creates instant belief, cash flow, all the things I talked about. That's when I started to go like crazy. And see, that's when leveraged income happens. Whether you work or not, you still get paid. And if you understand what I'm telling you, and many of you got it correct, guys, I got people that have made $500,000 or $250,000 or $1 million that can't produce, whatever the deal, cannot drive volume. Because my system was so easy in Herbalife, it produced volume on the front end, but then when you pull the brakes off and you go, whoopee, let's see who you are, comes crashing down. And the good news is you expose yourself when that happens, right? Because then you go, whoa, I get to see where I'm at. So I had to go through that too myself. Or you can be in denial and say, oh, that's not true. It's this, and this. But at the end of the day, if you blame, guess what happens? You're just going to fall and go somewhere else. You got to learn it all over again. So the grass is greener, as you always hear, where you water it. So what you guys got to also do and understand, and I had to go through this myself, is how to have faith. Like I didn't get through going through 20-some years at Herbalife and retire as the #1 royalty earner. Not the overall size of the organization was not #1. Royalty was #1. When I retired and I moved on, I knew from 20-some years of working with the masters of what it's like to start at the bottom and kind of you're pushing and not seeing much. And see, some of you guys have got to have faith. I'm not here just to see what happens. I'm not here to try to hope and pray that this thing happens because look, God gave me a brain. He's not going to build the business for me. He already said, hey, you're born, therefore you must do, right? So if I have to do, I can't go talk to him and say, can you build my business for me, dude? Doesn't work that way. We have brains, we have bodies, we have to execute, we have to learn, we have to become, we have to grow, and we have to push through. What I'm saying to you is that a lot of you got to have faith. I've seen people that were with us 2 years ago that aren't here today. They didn't have faith of who Anthony Powell was. Guys, Anthony Powell is someone that went through the dirt to get to the top. And if you don't see where we're going, and you don't see what I've been through to get to the top, and what that can do for you. You see, what the glasses that I have, you got to wear them. You got to have faith. You got to be part of the solution. You got to realize that we are going through things at a certain timeline for a reason. We didn't get to 4.5 billion or 6 billion or whatever it was overnight when I was with Herbalife. We were at 90 million when I started. 90 million. I remember the first billion we did. I remember racking up multiple billions with everybody in the company. Racking up billions. But we had to do a lot of, the products didn't show up right. The distributor kits didn't have the right applications in it. We're in Vietnam and had applications from another country in it. All those things happen. But if you don't have the capacity to be part of the solution of where we're going, you're going to be another result of goodbye. We don't want that. But you also have to realize that there's business fundamentals that have to take place. You have to be one of those people that goes through it. And then if you do it, you're going to be part of the company and you're going to be part of the stories. When I was in Herbalife, man, the original founders, all we talked about is their first 5-year story. You know, they always talked about, oh, remember when we used to have these beat up cars and now we're living in, 40,000 square foot mansions. Remember when we couldn't even afford to eat? We all got together and shared food in the beginning. Now we're not there, trust me, but faith, and they bought into where they're going. They weren't looking to bring some organization over some company gain. They were looking at 10 distributors a month signed up, 10 new customers a month signed up, maturing those people, getting them product results, getting them to get to their first rank advancement, building the organization one person at a time. And when you do that, you start to grow a real business. That's why I don't pay for people to come here. I get phone calls, hey, AP, if you pay me $100 grand, I'll bring my whole organization. Here's what I do. Your whole organization, okay, hold on, let me think about it. Bye. I don't do that. They're going to be gone in 9 months. It's the way it works. I want people that want to build from the bottom up. Have faith, everybody. Because at the end of the day, what you got to do is you got to be, this is your company, your business, and your future that you're building. So back to the original thing, what I'm telling you. You got to do the day in and the day out in order to get to where the victory is. You got to hit your numbers, and you got to know when you hit them, and you got to know when you miss them. Write this down, hit and miss. When you make it and you hit your numbers for the day, the next step is you have to evaluate your conversions. Your conversions are, I talked to this many people, what was the outcome? The outcome determines how well your pitch is, how well you read the script. It determines something. It gives you history. It gives you something to understand about yourself. So if you're after 3, let's say, invitations, right? And you did not get one presentation, you got to do enough invitations to determine how many invitations it takes to get one person to go through a presentation. When you understand what that number is, you're in control of how many people you put into your presentation. Someone goes, well, gosh, it takes me 7 people to get one presentation. Great. Now you know 2 things. 1, how many people you need to talk to daily to get one person to view your presentation. And 2, you need to work on your invitation better. You got to be, those are the 2 things you got to work on. That's it. Consume and use the product, and you got to be the person that works on your presentation. Because when you work on it, it's going to go to 5 to 1, 4 to 1, and you'll eventually get to 3 invitations to get one presentation. You'll get there. But if you don't go, oh gosh, I can't do one presentation on 3 invitations. See, if you don't know that and you keep trying to do 3 presentations, then about every 3 days, because if it takes you 3 days to get 7 invites, then every 3 days you'll have one presentation. One person viewing the company overview videos and slides or whatever you do, sales funnels or whatever that you do. But what you have to understand here, guys, the fact that you know your numbers is what determines if you're gonna pull volume or not. Grow the organization. Now, here's the next thing. After you get down how many invitations it takes you to get one presentation, and some of you guys are gonna say it with me, but you don't do it, is how many presentations is it taking you to get one sign up? What's the number? Some of you it's 3 to 1, some of you it's 4 to 1, some of you it's 5 to 1. So here's the deal. Let's say it takes you, okay, 5 presentations to get one person to sign up in your business. Okay, one person. Got it? So let's say it takes you, again, one more time. Let's say it takes you 5 presentations to get one person to sign up. What does that mean? And you know your 7 invites to get one invitation, to get one presentation. It's taking you, how many to get one sign up? 5. So how many invites do you need to get one sign up? 35. You need 35 people to talk to get 5 presentations to get one sign up. So if you don't even know that number and you're not logging your information, you go, oh God, I'm sucking in, I don't know what's going on. So you got to get yourself in check, gang. Every single one of you can get to the top. Every one of you can make 50, 100,000, $500,000, $1 million. When you get your predictable numbers down, 2 things happen. You know what numbers you got to do to get momentum going, and then you work on your skill set to drive the numbers down. That is it. Once you get that down, you start working on rank advancing people and mastering that. You get those 2 things down, it's not if you're going to make it, it's when you're going to make it. And when I understood that, I became a millionaire. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. Remember the 1%? I didn't have the money in the beginning. I was doing in the rain in Seattle, Washington, USA. It rains almost 7 days a week. I'm so glad I moved away. If you're up there, God bless you. I have a lot of respect for you to weather those storms all the time. People go, oh, I'm born and raised, so I can talk about it. And people go, oh, it's so beautiful. Get a postcard. It's easier to see Mount Rainier on a postcard, okay? Because the sun doesn't come out very much. Point being, I did 2,000 car flyers 7 days a week in the rain. I wanted invitations, presentations, and signups. That means probably 75% of those flyers went on the ground or disintegrated on the windshield. See what I'm saying? Didn't matter. I'm going to the top. Let's go, 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 go. I couldn't afford much, so I put 8 flyers on one piece of paper, cut them all up, photocopied them, boom, 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 boom. I did 1,000 recruiting flyers, 1,000 retail flyers, like clockwork, 7 days a week. So at the end of the day, that's what I had to do. And I can tell you, being on both sides of the fence, having nothing and being broke, and then having a lot, it's amazing. Choices are amazing. Life, when you have money, is unfreaking believable. The choices you have, the pressures that come off of you is mind-blowing. Because I've had lights turned off. I've had can't eat. I've had can't afford to put a tire on my car, so I had to put in 75 cents worth of air in the damn thing every day. I've been there. And trust me, that sucks. And also then you literally are catering to being broke all the time. It's a mentality, guys. But when that pain hits you and you're like, that's it, I'm done with this freaking life. I'm done. When you get there, watch out. Now you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You put it all in alignment and you learn how to do the deal, guys. Okay? That's what you got to understand. And it will not be easy for you. So if you're looking for easy, this ain't the deal. There's no such thing as easy, quick, and make money and dump truck pulls in. I've taken all the hurdles out of the way. I've taken all the compensation plan roadblocks out of the way. I've taken as many things that I hated along my journey out of the way for you. But see, the thing you got to write down is the work that you got to do is what's going to make you. So when you do earn the money, and you get there, you're going to know what to do with it because you've earned it. You've hit your head against the wall. You've figured out how to get through that problem, and you make it. That's the thing about the struggle and the victory. Okay? So what I want to really encourage all of you, every week I keep telling you all, 1 sign up a week is what you got to get down. You got to master 1 sign up a week, then you got to get to 2, and then you got to get to 3. And then once you build your organization wide enough, leaders will start popping up. And when you've got enough leaders that are doing it without you, that's when you fall out of building mode, meaning that's when you stop signing people up. I see people stop signing people up when they go, oh, I got a guy making $5,000 a month. I'm done. Like, what? Come on now. It's ridiculous. So what you guys have got to understand is this. You got the most incredible thing ever. We're coming out with the most unfriggin' believable products. We got traveling, we got products, we're going to have skincare. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. I mean, you'll be a great customer of your own business, that's for sure. Because I promise you this, what I just took, I want more of it tomorrow. I cannot wait to take more of it tomorrow morning. But see, even if that's all you are, you're part of the solution of where we're going. Because we're going to get you skinny, we're going to get you feeling good, we're going to get you with lots of energy, and you're going to be out there going, blah, 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 blah. And if you can just get 5 customers and that's all you ever do, great. Because you've helped people. But if you want to be a business builder and you want to move forward, you got to be part of the solution. You got to be willing to roll up your sleeves and build an empire with us that you can give to your children, your grandchildren, and that you can build a financial wall around yourself so nobody can penetrate it and you live happily ever after. But in order to get there, you got to go through the struggle. Some of you guys aren't willing to go put car flyers out. I don't know why you wouldn't, but I did. I don't know what excuses you guys have. I don't know why you wouldn't master Facebook ads. I did. We didn't have Facebook. I had newspaper ads. Okay, that tells you how long I've been in the deal. I wouldn't place a newspaper ad ever now. But I had 20 newspaper ads going at one time, 30, 40 newspaper ads in the classified section. You got Facebook, which will give you a target audience. When I was doing classified ads, it was a broad stroke. And you just threw it out there, but you got Facebook now. You can do a targeted ad. So there's no excuses, gang. My lead broker called me up Friday. We're ready to roll. I'm like, oh God, I got to get my funnel done. We're ready to freaking roll, guys. So what I want you guys to understand, it doesn't matter if I have leads for you today or if you got to do car flyers. I mean, our competitors do it $800 million a year. They don't do it. They don't allow anybody to do any leads in the company, period. No leads. Talk to people, that's it. 800 million, 30,000 people a week joining the company. 82% don't make money. Evidently, someone's talking to somebody, right? Better comp plan, we're paid 38% more than pretty much everybody else out there. Best leadership, best products. It's your business. It's time for you to do this. Make some friggin' money. Be part of the solution. 1 sign up by Saturday. You just got to get 1 sign up. I want to see this. I want to see you get it done. I challenge every single one of you by Saturday, 1 personally enrolled sign up. Okay? So guys, God bless you. I hope today helped you a little bit. But listen, at the end of the day, it's get the job done, man. Because there's nothing like success, but you got to go through the struggle in order to get it. Don't go looking for shortcuts. Don't go looking for someone you can sign up and bring over 10,000 people. Because if you bring over 10,000 people and you get $500,000 or $100,000, you still don't have the capacity for the money. See what I'm saying? So I challenge you by Saturday. Let's see what you're made of. 1 sign up by Saturday. Okay? I believe in you. I'm here for you. But you gotta be willing to contribute because we need you. We really do. I can't get to the top by myself. And no one cares about Anthony Powell at the top. It's we get to the top. See what I'm saying? That's not a pitch. That is sincerely the way I think. So we got to go and we got to lock arms and we got to get the job done. Okay? So thanks for all your hard work, everybody. but it's time to step up our game. We'll talk to you all later. God bless everybody, and bye for now.